You're going to be giving us a tour of this toolbox today?
Yes.
All right. What do we got?
Up here we have black things with shapes.
What are they called?
Septagon? No, that's I don't know what shape that is.
Okay, what are they used for?
They go on the drill and you it does some. I don't know what these are. These are levelers and it's magnetic. That's not what it's called.
No. Levels?
Yeah, levelers.
Levelers, I guess.
And here we have our Corona mask.
All right. Pass on that. All right, that was a pretty good toolbox tour, but I think I'm going to give you a rest, okay? You can go take a break, and I'm going to go over my toolbox setup for 2020, which every year the layout of this toolbox changes slightly. I add a few things, take a few things out. So we're going to go over my toolbox. Now, first things first, Craftsman Toolbox. That's 6 years now. Doing pretty good. I need to get a bigger toolbox though. I'm definitely running out of space in this toolbox. But anyway, let's start going over everything here. So, first things first, what do I have in the top of the box? Top of the box, I have a bunch of different sockets. I have a couple different size levels. A little bit of a girly magazine right here. It's always fun to look at. Save up my money and then blow it all in one night. I have a respirator right here, which doing a remodel in the basement right now. So whenever I go in the basement, I just throw this thing on right there. A little power strip over here. Place to charge my cell phone. A little round magnetic tray. I got that for free from Harbor Freight when I bought something else there, and I use that all the time whenever I'm doing any type of automotive work. Let's go down the left-hand drawers. So right here is where I keep all my different socket wrenches. I like these wrenches. These are the gear wrench wrenches. They have a swiveling head, but to be honest, if I could do it all over again, I'd get the one there. Other socket wrenches where you can actually lock the head into one position. Like sometimes I'll be socketing a bolt off, if you will, and this thing likes to change position. So if you ever buy one of these swivel head socket wrenches, definitely get one that locks. So a bunch of different spark plug sockets, chainsaw tool, different size adapters, different extensions, always good to have. In here I have very large drill bits. Came in that nice little wooden box right there, which I don't use them that frequently, but you know, when you need a large drill bit, you really need them. Hinges falling apart. Specialized drill bits in here, so and kind of specialized fasteners that I may come in contact with. Micro files, different types of tweezers, I guess. Small screwdrivers. This is also a small screwdriver set as well. Also keep my picks in here. This is what I like to call my layout drawer. So in here I have, this is just storage for carpenter pencils, but chalk line, different types of calipers, squares, rulers, tape measures. I use this tool all the time. That's one of my favorite tools, caliper. Just various hand tools. This whole level is actually hand tools. So this is mostly the smaller hand tools. Needle nose pliers, long needle nose pliers, pair of cable cutters, different spackle knives. Continue on the left hand side of the toolbox. So just box wrenches, different sizes, safety. These are all my safety glasses. I have shade 5 cutting glasses right there, so whenever I'm using the oxyacetylene torch or my plasma cutter, I'll break out those bad boys. I always like to keep them clean and protected. Otherwise, just various safety glasses. These are probably some of my favorites right here. They are made by 3M and they have this foam gasket right there. Whenever you're welding or grinding or working with metal, a pair of safety glasses like these that don't have a foam gasket, you're going to get bits of metal in your eye. These I have found to work the best in protecting your eyes from any kind of crap that gets thrown off whenever you're cutting, grinding, drilling, all that good stuff. Here I have different hearing protectors. So I have a standard set of hearing protectors. These two are combinations. So these are AM, FM radios, and they also pick up outside sounds with this. They actually have microphones. Those are a little bit worn out. They don't make these anymore. These were really good 3M pelters, but they pick up like outside sounds, and you can control the volume of the outside sounds. It'll actually amplify sounds but it'll also sensor them to a safe level to protect your ears. And these are kind of like the same idea. I believe they call them Aware hearing protectors, something like that. In here, sometimes I'll keep my respirator in there, but I kind of like to leave it up there so it's airing out. Also keep some gloves, a pair of ski goggles. I use those when I'm painting, so I keep the paint fumes out of my eyes. And in the bottom left-hand drawer, I just have various work gloves, welding gloves, leather gloves. Nice to just have a drawer to keep all my PPE supplies in. Well, I think I have four drawers dedicated to PPE, right? Glasses, hearing protectors, respirator and gloves, and work gloves. So 4 drawers. Gotta take PPE seriously. Alright, going down the right hand side of the toolbox. In here, this is a box of just various driver bits. Nothing too fancy there. Metal bits, wood drill bits. Here's just miscellaneous bits and drivers I've collected over the years at garage sales. Number 2 tips. Always need some number 2 tips. Just keys that I don't know exactly what they're for anymore, so they just kind of get collected up here for some reason. These are kind of like crappy drill bits up here. Anything that I want to drill through where I don't really care if I break the drill bit. Sometimes I'll just grab a drill bit out of here real quick. These are masonry bits. You can tell they're masonry bits because they have that, I don't know if that's like a carbide shank in there. Or, yeah, I'd probably say it's carbide, so these are designed to drill through brick, concrete, masonry tools. I got these at a garage sale one day. They're just a couple of like burr bits, which they don't really work too well. Made in China. Not the best, but every now and then they help you get out of a jam. Some wide drill bits. I also keep marking materials up here, so I'll keep Sharpies, soapstone, somewhat sharp carpenter's pencil, just a regular, I don't know, what kind of pencil do you call these? Push style pencil. Alright. So that's top drawer. Going down a drawer, screwdrivers. Just various screwdrivers, various bits. Nothing too much to say about here. I will say though that when you are buying your first set of screwdrivers, don't cheap out like I did. Like, I bought this cheap set on Amazon. It came with like a bunch of screwdrivers like these, which on Amazon they look okay, but when you go to grab them in your hand, it's like, wow, that's a tiny handle. Pretty crummy. So yeah, definitely at least buy mediocre brand screwdrivers. Don't get the cheapest screwdrivers out there. Highly advise against that. Kind of like a miscellaneous drawer. So in here we have like a cutting section. So we have different scissors. These scissors are actually pretty cool. They're actually made in Germany. Like old hair cutting scissors. Got them at a yard sale. They're sharp and they work really well. They're probably like 50, 60 years old. Different razor blade, safety razors. Also keep a couple razor knives in here normally. Tend to go missing. A rivet gun. This is really handy to have. You want to join 2 very thin pieces of metal together and you don't want to weld them. A couple different chisels. This is an extension to the hand tools drawer. So like I said earlier, I like to keep them on the same level. These are kind of like bigger hand tools, so I have a couple different pair of nippers. These are like tile nippers, pliers, tin snips, that really strange dental tool that I never find myself using. Probably be good for like cutting through lobster claws and stuff like that. A couple pair of channel locks and halfway decent pair of, geez, I should know what these are called. Would you call these Lineman Pliers? I think they're called Lineman Pliers. I could be mistaken. Going down the right hand side of the toolbox, what do we have in here? A couple adjustable wrenches. Some old adjustable wrenches, which I never use. I probably should get rid of them. Snap ring pliers and various, shoot, what do you call these? Pipe wrenches. Which I got these 2 at a yard sale and I painted them John Deere green color. And they've worked out extremely well over the years. I call this my electrical drawer. So in here I have a soldering iron, a very small soldering iron. So this is good when I want to connect something back together on like a really small circuit board or something like that. Have some heat shrink tubing, various connectors, some of the main connectors that I use, so like these round lug connectors, they're great for connecting to car batteries and stuff like that. These are uninsulated crimp connectors, so sometimes when I make an electrical connection, I'll take an uninsulated crimp connector, I'll crimp it down, and then I'll feed solder through that connection, but I'll heat that up with this micro torch right here, and then slide a piece of heat shrink tubing over there. I feel like that's one of the best ways to make an electrical connection. Automatic wire strippers, a lot of people hate these. I swear by these. I live by these. These are great. You can adjust the tension on these actually, so if you're stripping back a really thin set of wires, if you turn this knob to the left, you can really gently pull back some of the jacket on that wire so you don't like pull pieces of copper out of the stranding. So those work out really well. Channel lock crimpers, which on these crimpers you have two crimping sections. One's for uninsulated crimp connectors, which that's the lower one, and then the upper crimp is for insulated crimpers, and then you just have a pair of cutters. Those are really great. Various types of electrical tape. So I have good electrical tapes back here, which these are 3M Scotch electrical tapes. If you're doing an important project, don't buy cheap electrical tape. Don't trust that Harbor Freight garbage. Get good electrical tape. It'll pay off in the future. Like, this is just some cheap Chinesium electrical tape. And this stuff fails. It starts to lose its stickiness and it gets all nasty, starts to fall apart. So, you know, there's a difference. There is a big difference. This drawer is a mess. This is an automotive drawer, I would call it. So I have an OBD2 scanner, compression tester, syringe, just some piping for that syringe. So if you got to pull some fluids out of a diff or push some fluids in a diff, something like that. It's slow, but it works. Different pry bars, a fork. These are for taking off fuel lines and fuel filters. What else do I have? A couple strap wrenches, oil filter chain wrench. Just a regular set of, these are like vice grip style chain wrench pliers, I guess you call them. Got these at AutoZone probably 8 years ago, and they've worked quite well. This will get you out of a bind in a lot of different situations. Anytime you have anything big and round and you really want to clamp down and twist it, these work great for something like that. Also, a couple pairs of cheap Chinesium tire spoons. If I could do it all over again, I'd get the more expensive tire spoons. They're great for changing out lawnmower tires. You buy the cheap ones, this is like a really crummy mild steel. And, voice is slipping there. It must be hidden puberty. But what I found is that when you're really cranking on a rim, sometimes you'll actually chip these and you get some sharp burrs on the end of these tire spoons, and then they'll actually puncture your tire tube. I actually ruined a tube from these, so get what you pay for. In here, I just keep my Makita impact driver and drill set. This is great because I can just close up the box and grab this on the go if I ever need to take it anywhere. It takes up a lot of space, but I like having it in the case, and I like having it right here. And then going down to the final drawer right here, this is my new favorite tool. I just bought this. This is a Makita brushless 18-volt Sawzall, and I have a couple different blades in here. I also have an orbital sander, a die grinder, and a little pneumatic air chisel. And that is that in terms of the toolbox store. What do you think?
It was great. I heard you all the way from down there.
Nice. I need a bigger toolbox though.
Christmas.
Christmas. Gotta get the truck first and then maybe get a bigger toolbox. Okay.
Okay.
We got things to do, right?
Yeah. Like...
Football!
Yeah. Woohoo.
We get to relax. Alright. We'll catch you on the next one.
And here... Oh, this was my brilliant idea. You take the cap of an ice cream carton and you clean it, and then you can put... Are these drill bits? Where'd you go?
What?
Drill bits.
Yeah.
Into them to help organize.
Alright, I think it's my turn.
That end.